Hey, good morning, Curtis. Quick demo video for you for your DV6. This is by 89Sabers. Thank you for your patience on this guy. Got this done yesterday late at night, but I just didn't have it in me to make a demo, so wanted to do it early this morning and get this sent off to you, right? So let's go over this guy. It's installed with a Proffie V2. You've got CCSabers, the CCSabers LEDs in there for your main PCB. And then this is a 2-button setup, right? So your front switch here, that's your activation, and then your back switch right here, that's your auxiliary. They're just located right here. To get to everything, what you want to do is unscrew the handle. This does have a removable battery setup. It was very difficult to do in this guy. This is not a lot of room back here. It's just a little tricky, right? It took me a couple different prints to get it right, but we got it. So here's your chassis, right? It does say Darth Vader over here in the Sith text, and then it's running a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. There's your Proffie board right here. So you can see easy access to your micro USB slot. You will need to lift the board up to get to your SD card. It's an extremely tight press fit down into this shelf. So if you ever lift it up, I would just kind of like pop it up right here, do what you need to do, and then snap it back down into place. It's not going anywhere. I made sure that thing was super snug in there, so I didn't have to use any tape or anything like that. So that's what you got there. It says Solo Sabers over here, but it says it in the Sith text again. And then a removable battery system. So spring side is your negative. I had to put the battery inside the hilt a little bit in order to make it all this fit into the handle, because if I had the entire battery out here, it wouldn't fit. There was no room for the speaker. You can kind of see where it's going right there, right? So the battery actually sits inside the Saber just a hair, just like that. And that's how I got that to work. And then we have this change in diameter right here in the chassis because of this pommel cap right here. If you can see that, it does change in diameter back there. So I needed to be able to slide this past it so everything would fit right. Let's throw a battery in. I did put the second sister font that you wanted on there from Kyberphonic, from my buddy Jesse. So before I send this off to you, you just need to show me that you paid him for that, right? So we'll throw a battery in.
I don't know what's got second sister thinking you're so important.
There's a battery right there. Everything's locked in nice and tight. You just take the handle, slide it on, lock it down, and everything's good to go. So you can use the activation.
You'll die like the rat you are!
Auxiliary.
What about for a Jedi? There a difference? Not bad for trash.
You just tap it to turn it off.
What about for a Jedi? You know I was a difference. It'd be fun to bring you in.
Or you can do motion controls, right?
She likes her souvenirs. What about for a Jedi?
And twist off.
Being an Inquisitor taught me no setback is too great.
So you do have a little bit of shine through right here. You won't have that here when this is locked down. This is your blade retention screw. I just have it backed out for now, out of the blade socket. This blade socket is extremely tight. I've got an old test blade here that I've sanded down quite a bit over a year now, trying to fit different 89Sabers, and this is actually the blade that I use to test 89Sabers blades. But this thing is extremely tight. So whatever blade that you have, you're going to end up doing some sanding on that guy to make it fit in here, right? So just make sure that you sand that nice and evenly so it fits in the blade socket okay. What I'm doing right now is I'll turn the Saber on and then I'll put the blade in. That way I can feel, or I can see when I'm touching the pins, because it's so tight right now. I won't feel that when I make that engagement, so I don't want to put too much pressure on the pins, right? I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we'll turn this on.
You're not worth my time.
Now it's on. I gotta take the blade and really just kind of like take my time cranking it in. Should almost be there. There. I didn't.
You know, I was a Jedi. to bring you in.
I didn't feel that make that engagement on that PCB at all. So that's why I'm doing that. But ideally what you want is a blade that's been sanded down enough where you can slide it in easily and you feel it bouncing up and down on the pins, and then you can lock it down with your blade retention right here, which I'm not using. So yeah, that's what we got. So we'll turn this off.
You're not worth my time.
See if I can find the buttons in the dark. So if you don't like the color I had it on, hold down auxiliary and tap power. You'll go into the color wheel, and then you can just spin the saber through all the colors that you like until we find one. I'm going to land back on red since this is a DV6. If I can find it, I almost had it. That's pretty close.
What about for a Jedi? Is there a difference? What about for a Jedi? Is there a difference? Not bad for trash. Not bad for trash.
And now we're back.
What about for a Jedi? You know, is there a difference? It'd be fun to bring you in.
So, on top of that font, I did put all the stock fonts on here for you, so you just use the auxiliary to change sound fonts.
Team C.
Right. Try not to hit yourself.
Smooth Jedi.
If you don't want to use twist off and you want to use the power to turn this blade off, just hold it down. And it'll turn off on you.
Smooth gray.
And then to get to your soundtracks, you just hold down your power for a second and then let go. And it's the same thing to turn that off. Just hold down the power for a second and let go. Just like that. So we're going to take this blade out of here if we can. Like I said, I highly advise not putting the blade in and out like I'm doing right now. Take the time to sand your blade. I'm over here doing it because if something messes up, obviously I'll fix it. But yeah, it's not advisable to do it that way. Take the time to sand that guy. Figure out, you know, how many inches down is my emitter is my PCB from the top of my emitter, and you know, if I got like 2.5 inches or something like that, then I'm going to want to sand 2.5 inches of my blade very well. Otherwise your blade will get ate up like that, right? That's I mean, this is just a test blade of mine, so I don't really care, but that's not good, right? So that's what we got there. And then we'll just come over here from the handle. We'll unscrew the handle. I forgot my tool, but to take the battery out, because you're not going to be able to do this with your finger. Oh, actually you can. Sorry. My mistake. You can pop it out with your finger. We'll do that again. Come over here, right here on the positive side between the speaker and the battery. Get in there and pop it out just like that. The first couple times I did that, I wasn't able to, but I think I went ahead and I wore the chassis down a little bit to where that thing comes out a little bit easier now. So yeah, after that you just put your handle on for safekeeping and lock it down, and then tighten your blade retention screw right here. this top piece is held on by this right here. So it's locked down. And yeah, that's everything, man. So let me know what you think. And I hope you like the way it turned out. If you don't have any questions for me, or if you like the way it turned out, I'll get this out in the mail to you today. All right, thanks, man.